Hey everyone, welcome back. It's Jo again, and I want to talk about breaking generational curses and why is that so important. It is absolutely extremely for me to do this, to continue working on myself, to become the healthiest person ever in my family lineage. The reason why that journey is so important to me because many years ago I was very lost. I was in pain. I thought I was unlucky. I thought I was cursed. I did not understand why I was going through so many things that were just very painful to me. I didn't understand why were my relationships so toxic and so like unhealthy. Um and I kind of enjoyed being in that cycle out of ignorance because that's what I thought that's all I knew. Um, Growing up, I didn't have any role models, not my parents, not nobody. And I definitely did not see any healthy, loving relationships being modeled back to me. So I feel like, well, I'm just gonna take whatever's given to me. And I have settled before. And I did not know that in order for you to have a healthy relationship with other people, I did not know that you had to have a healthy relationship with yourself. I didn't know that you have to know yourself. And understand boundaries, understand where boundaries, your limits. Understand your psychology, understand how you operate, understand the things that you like, understand who you really are, and not what society wants you to be, and not what your parents, your caretakers, whoever expected you to be. You have to be real with yourself. You cannot have a loving relationship or thriving in life if you are walking around with patterns, self-sabotaging patterns that you are unaware of that have been passed on to you from generation to generation. It is absolutely impossible. It takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of self-work in order for you to get at the level in which like I said, you have now become the healthiest individual in your family and you're deviating from what is the norm to them. And with that, it comes a lot of, it comes with excitement and happiness, but at the same time, most likely you're going to have to separate yourself from them because otherwise, them seeing you around and seeing you how healthy you have become, they're definitely going to try to bring you back. They're going to probably say that you have changed. They're going to probably say things that you think you're better than them and things like that because you're no longer resonating with them. You're not vibrating on the same wavelength. You're different. You think different. You speak different. You dress differently. And when I say dress differently, speak differently, I'm not talking about like dressing different. I'm saying like showing signs of wealth or things like that because people can own billions of dollars and they can dress regularly. They don't have to wear designers. When I say dress differently, it's like an expression of like you're just not the same person. You have changed something. You have changed, and they're going to notice. And I think this work is so important for yourself. And then if you also are deciding on having children, because with you and the cycle, and then if you do have children, then your children won't ever get to feel what you felt growing up, and that is a great thing. And then your grandkids are also never gonna know about it, and you have just broken the cycle and the generational curse. So in order for you to get to that level, you have to become very self-aware. I used to not be self-aware. I feel like it's a gift to have insight. It's a gift to be real with yourself. It's a gift to get to know yourself. I have done so many things to heal. And I'm going to say, for example, journaling. I've gone to therapy. I read a lot of self-help books. I have participated in Facebook groups and even different online forums that have been extremely helpful. And I'm grateful for all those people that have been there. I've also done sensory deprivation tanks. I have also done massages. And the reason why is a combination of things is because the body is also affected. I mentioned in a previous video, the book, The Body Keeps the Score, I highly recommend. So it's all connected. So in order for you to be healthy, mind, body, and soul have to be in alignment. One thing that I'm still struggling with is like the healthy eating. I recently ordered a juicer, so I'm waiting on that because I'm really going to go full force. But like I stated, you have to get to know yourself. Oftentimes, like in my family, bad toxic relationships are one thing that really flows around single motherhood and things like that. uncles that have a lot of children with different women, and sometimes they're not always there emotionally for the children. Even if they take care of their children financially, you still have to be there for your child emotionally and physically. And I just feel like, I've been in toxic relationships, friendships too, in toxic job dynamics, and that is because I used to really have a lot of low self-esteem. I did not who I was. I I felt so bad about myself because so much negative energy, so much negative thinking was projected onto me from my parents and from those around me. Nothing that I ever did was good enough. They never really motivated me to do better. They also never, like gave me props or, gave me compliments and things like that. So out of desperation, sometimes I would stay in really bad relationships, really one-sided friendships. And I'm not just going to blame those people because I also played a role in it. And this is the problem that a lot of people tend to have. You also need to realize that a part of you was attracted to that person. Like, the coin has two sides, the head and the tail, and it makes one coin. So you also played a role. You cannot sit here and talk about men ain't a woman ain't shit, when that means that if you were with people that were like that, then part of you was like that too, in some shape or form. It takes two to tango, like the saying goes. And so I journal and I literally wrote down how it was. The type of man that I was with. Did he have a father? How was his relationship with his mom? How was my relationship with my parents? How was I in the relationship? The negative things I did in the relationship. Like, I was 110% real with myself. Even if it was hurtful to admit those things, or even if I was like, oh, I don't want to admit. No, you cannot be in denial. To do this work, you cannot be in denial. You had to be real with yourself, and you had to admit, hey, this is the role that I play. This is why I ended up with this person. Now, boom, I'm done with this. And then go on and on until you get to the root of the problem, until you get to the bottom of the problem. In my case, the root of the problem, I did not know how to be by myself. I didn't know who I was. Abandonment issues. I was very codependent. I felt like I could not function without somebody. Because I wanted people to I wanted them to just love me and take care of me. And I thought that by being in a relationship that I was going to heal the pain that I felt on the inside. I thought I was going to solve my problems. If I just found somebody that's going to solve my problems. Little did I know that my issues were internal. Little did I know that my issues were generational. Little did I know that I would have to sit down and spend years by myself and really work on myself. Do multiple things in order to feel better. And now, today, speaking to you in this video, I feel a lot better than what I was years ago. I don't even look the same. I don't speak the same. Years ago, I would not have the balls to record this video and openly talk about it. Because growing up in my household, everything was just a secret. And I'm speaking today not from a victim mentality, but from a survivor mentality, from somebody that's still actively healing and that has done a lot to get to this point. And I'm here to tell you, if I did it and if I'm doing it still, so can you. And you should strive to become the healthiest person in your family. You should strive to heal the lineage so that everything, all the BS, all the pain and suffering that have caused your family to become this way ends with you.